Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about differentiator. The differentiator can perform the mathematical operations of differentiation, that is, the output voltage is the differentiation of input voltage. This operation is very useful to find the rate at which signal vary with time. Okay. So, first of all we are going for ideal differentiator and then we will go for the practical differentiator. Ideal differentiator. So, for this we have to use op amp with one capacitor and one resistor, but placing of that capacitor and resistors are exactly opposite of integrator. In integrator we have placed capacitor in feedback, but here in differentiator we are placing this capacitor at the inverting terminal of op amp. Okay. So, suppose this is Vi, this is C1 input and then there is feedback resistor Rf, which is exactly opposite of integrator. Okay. So, this is Rf, then this is Vo minus, that is inverting and non-inverting terminal, and suppose we have connected here one R compensation resistor and then grounded. So, R compensation resistor is used for compensating the bias currents whose value is exactly equal to Rf. Okay. And current flowing through this is IC, then through this place is IB, and here feedback current is IF. Okay. So, this is about differentiator. This is ideal differentiator. So, expression for output voltage can be obtained from Kirchhoff's current law. That means, by using KCL we can write at node A as IC is equal to IB plus IF. IC is equal to IB plus IF. Okay. So, here we are taking this IF as a, suppose small IF for calculation purpose. Okay. And here in this feedback path also we are considering it as IF. Okay. So, IB plus IF. Now, as we know IB is approximately 0 because input impedance of op amp is very high. That is why equation becomes IC is equal to IF. Then what is IC? IC is the current flowing through the capacitor. So, we can write it as capacitor C1 value into d by dt of Vi minus Va. See this equation at point A and this is Vi. So, Vi minus Va divided by dt. This is the current flowing through the capacitor. And what is IF? IF is nothing but Va minus Vo divided by Rf. Okay. So, by KCL by KVL here we can write Va minus Vo divided by Rf. Okay. So, here by virtual ground concept Va and Vb, suppose Vb is this point, this is the Vb point. Okay. So, by virtual ground concept Vb is grounded, that is why Va is also grounded. So, Va is equal to Vb is equal to 0 since A is very large, A is the gain of op amp. Okay. So, put the values in above equation. So, it will become C1 dVi by dt is equal to minus Vo by Rf by putting the values of Va and Vb equal to 0 in above equation. So, finally, Vo is nothing but minus RF C1 dVei by dt. So, this is the final output of ideal differentiator. It is the derivative of input voltage, or it is the rate at which a signal varies with time. Okay. So, thus output voltage VO is equal to RF CF times the negative instantaneous rate of change of input voltage Vi with respect to time. A differentiator performs the reverse of integrator's function. Here the upper cutoff frequency Fa is given by 1 upon 2 pi Rf C1. See this, 1 upon 2 pi Rf C1. Okay. So, this is upper cutoff frequency. The input sinusoidal and square waveforms, if you are applying at the input of differentiator, the output will give what? So, suppose your input to the differentiator is sine wave. Okay. So, this is T, this is Vi, sine wave you have applied. So, at the output derivation of sine is cosine. So, here again we will get output as a cosine waveform. So, see, if you want to draw this output, so this is pi, then this is 2 pi, this is 3 pi, okay, as compared to above waveform. So, for cosine you will get like this. Okay. So, this is the output of differentiator. If you want to give square wave as a input, suppose this is your Vi square wave, what will be your output? Axis T. So, here for output you will get spikes at the differentiator output. So, for positive input you will get here negative spikes. Okay. So, here again for negative input you will get positive spikes, because input is at inverting terminal of op-amp. That is why for positive input there is negative spike. Okay. So, this is about basic or ideal differentiator. If there is question on designing a differentiator, then suppose question is like this: design a differentiator to differentiate an input signal that varies in frequency from 10 hertz to 1 kilohertz. This frequency range is given. Okay. So, here upper cutoff frequency given is 1 kilohertz. So, directly you can write Fa is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Rf C1. Put the value, you have to assume C1, suppose it is 1 microfarad. Okay. So, here Fa will be 1 upon 2 pi Rf C1 is 1 microfarad. Fa is here 1 kilohertz. Put this value and calculate Rf. Rf will be 1.59 kilo ohms. So, we have value of Rf, we have value of capacitor, and we know the frequency range. So, easily you can draw the differentiator, you can design the differentiator. So, suppose this is grounded, here we have connected one resistor, here we have connected capacitor, 1.59 K is our Rf and C1 is 1 microfarad, and here you have to apply input Vi with the frequency from 10 hertz to 1 kilohertz. In this way you can design the basic differentiator. Now, what are the limitations of basic differentiator? When compared to integrator circuits, differentiator circuits are more susceptible to noise. Differentiator circuits are more susceptible to noise. The input noise fluctuations of small amplitudes will have large derivatives. So, when differentiated, these noise fluctuations will generate large noise signals at the output, which will introduce a poor signal to noise ratio. This problem may be minimized by placing a resistor in series with the input capacitor. What happened? This is the input side, okay, and this capacitor at high frequency F is equal to 1 of x, what is capacitance? Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Fc. So, at high frequency reactance is low. As reactance is low, very small fluctuations or very small amplitudes will enter in this circuit, right, and because of that there will be noise at the output, there will be fluctuations in the output which reduces your signal to noise ratio. So, to avoid this, in practical differentiator we have to connect one resistor in series with capacitor C1. So, in practical differentiator, one first thing that we have to connect one resistor in series with the capacitor, means here we have to connect one resistor. Then in differentiator circuit, limitations due to noise, stability and input impedance can pose problems. So, in order to minimize this noise, a small capacitor may be placed in parallel with the RF. So, here in parallel with RF we can connect one capacitor, okay, which will reduce the noise and which will reduce high frequency gain also. So, in order to place a lower limit on input impedance, a resistor may be connected in series with the differentiating capacitor, and addition of one capacitor in parallel with the resistor to reduce the noise as well as input as well as instability of the circuit. Okay. So, first we will go for practical circuit diagram of differentiator. So, here same diagram, basic ideal differentiator we have to draw first. So, here our compensation resistor, then one resistor in the feedback path which is also present in the ideal differentiator. So, this is RF, then one capacitor which is already present in the ideal differentiator C1. Now, as frequency increases, gain of differentiator also increases due to reduction of input impedance, as we have seen Xc1 is equal to 1 upon 2 pi Fc1. So, at low frequency reactance is high, but at high frequency reactance is very low, right, and at high frequencies noise will easily enter. So, to avoid that easily entry of noise, we have to connect one resistor in series with this capacitor which is denoted as R1, okay, and here is Vi we are applying. Then at high frequency, to stabilize the gain of your circuit, here we are connected one capacitor in parallel with the RF, right. So, overall we will get stability. At high frequencies differentiator will become unstable due to very high gain and it may enter into saturation. This makes the circuit very sensitive to noise and stability is affected. So, to avoid this we have connected here one capacitor in parallel with the RF. Okay. So, this is our practical differentiator circuit diagram. These limitations as I told you are overcome by this practical differentiator circuit. Okay. So, we will do analysis of this and then finally see the frequency response of differentiator. Now, here IC current is flowing through this, okay. Then here this part is known as Z1, this part is known as Z1, this part this part is known as ZF. Okay, then current flowing through RF is IF1, then current flowing through capacitor is IF2. Okay, and R compensation is nothing but the R1 parallel RF. Okay, so this is the main points in differentiator, practical differentiator circuit. Now input current IC can be written as IC is equal to what? VI minus VA. This is VA, this is VB. By virtual ground concept, as VB is 0, VA is also 0, but before that you have to write down IC. VI minus VA divided by Z1 is equal to VI by Z1. Okay, where Z1 is equal to R1 in series with C1. Okay, then input impedance Z1 is equal to R1 plus 1 upon SC1. In frequency domain we are writing here. Okay, so solve this. 1 plus SR1 C1 divided by SC1. Okay, now IC, current IC is equal to, suppose we are writing like this, total current IC is equal to, put this value in above equation, it becomes SC1 VI of S divided by 1 plus S R1 C1. Okay, the current IF1 flowing through RF is given by IF1 flowing through which resistor? IF1 flowing through RF is given by VA minus VO divided by RF. Look at the diagram and see and check whether it is right or not. VA minus VO by RF. So VA is 0, so it becomes minus VO divided by RF. Now take Laplace transform, you will get IF1 is equal to VO of S divided by RF. Okay. Now similarly current IF2 flowing through what? Through CF, IF2 flowing through CF. So here IF2 is equal to CF, that is capacitor, right? So D of VA minus VO divided by, this is VO divided by dt. Now VA is 0, so it becomes minus CF dVO by dt. This is IF2. Now again take Laplace transform of this, so it becomes IF2 is equal to minus S CF VO of S. Okay, here IF2 is written as minus SCF VO of S. Now applying Kirchhoff's current law at node A. At node A we are applying Kirchhoff's current law. So all currents we have calculated, simply we have to add it. So IC is equal to IF1 plus IF2. Okay. So after solving this, you will get VO of S equal to minus SRF C1 VI of S divided by 1 plus SRF CF into 1 plus S R1 C1. Okay. Now transfer function of circuit we can calculate. So VO of S divided by VI of S, take this VI of at this side. So VO of S divided by VI of S is nothing but ZF by Zi, and it is nothing but minus SRF C1 divided by 1 plus SRF CF into here 1 plus S R1 C1. Okay. Now let RF CF equal to R1 C1. So what we will get? We will get VO of S upon VI of S is equal to minus S RF C1 divided by 1 plus S RF RF, CF both are same. So, here we are considering as a R1 only. Okay. So, here R1 C1 bracket square. Now, here is equal to minus S RF C1, S is j omega. So, put that value. So, it becomes 1 plus j, I am writing directly that value, f upon fb bracket square, where fb is nothing but 1 upon 2 pi r1 c1. Okay. Upper cutoff frequency, that is fb, is 1 upon 2 pi r1 c1. So, this equation what it shows? It shows that this equation, it shows that the gain increases at 20 dB per decade for frequency ranges of f should be less than fb, at fb less than at f is less than fb, and decreases at a rate of minus 20 dB per decade for f greater than fb. Okay. So, see this diagram for frequency response, you will understand this point. See here in the response what we have seen, open loop response of op-amp is directly this one. Okay. Then here 0 line is here, in differentiator it goes in negative side, that is why 0 line is here. Okay. Now, here 0 point is here. So, as frequency increases, your gain increases. Okay. But because of practical circuit, as it reaches to this point, it will start to decrease. Okay. If practical circuit was not there, then this part extend like this. Okay. So, this will unstable, your circuit will be unstable, there will be instability. As frequency increases, gain increases, right. So, to avoid this, we are using practical differentiator, where your gain starts to decrease like this. Okay. So, this frequency is nothing but fb. When it cuts to this 0 point, this frequency is nothing but fa. Okay. And then it will reach to this point fb. This is fb, this is fa. These are the two main frequencies we require for designing purpose. Okay. So, this response we can call it as closed loop response of practical differentiator. This is response of practical differentiator. Then this response is nothing but the closed loop response of basic differentiator or ideal differentiator. This response is of ideal differentiator, and this response is of open loop response. This response is open loop response. Okay. Frequency response, all of you know that on x axis there are frequencies and at y axis there is gain in dB. Okay. So, this you will get. So, from this you have to design your frequency, you will get differentiation in the point between fa and fb. So, that f should be less than fb, that f should be greater than fb. You have to select such points. Okay. So, here suppose this is fc. Okay. So, your fb should be such that it should be less than fc, it should be greater than Fa. Okay. So, Fb is normally selected such that your range will be like this, where Fc denotes unity gain bandwidth. This denotes unity gain bandwidth of the op-amp in open loop configuration mode. For effective differentiation, the time period t of input signal is given by Rf into C1. Okay, this is the main condition for effective differentiation. Okay, then on one more condition is that when R1 C1 and RF CF are much less than RF C1, then this equation, our final equation will become VO is equal to minus RF C1 dVAI by dt. Okay. So, this is ideal. Okay. So, in this way we have to work out about this differentiator. Okay. So, what are the applications of differentiator? Differentiators can be used in wave shaping circuits. First application is wave shaping circuits. Second, they can be used to convert triangular waves into square waves. So, triangular to square wave converter circuits require differentiator. Okay. Triangular waves converted into square wave. There are many applications which requires this. Then, since differentiator tends to seek rapid changes in input signal, they are quite useful as edge detectors in FM demodulator. Edge detector in FM demodulators. So, these are the main applications of differentiator. So, integrators and differentiators may be used in combination with adders and amplifiers to form analog computers. Okay. So, these are the main applications of differentiator. Okay. Now, we will see the sum on designing a differentiator. Okay. So, there may be question like this: design a differentiator using op-amp to differentiate an input signal with f max is equal to 200 hertz. So, we have only this parameter. Okay, and now we have to do designing. So, for designing, as I told you, you should know the circuit diagram. So, always first draw the circuit diagram and then go for the designing, and here you have to draw practical circuit diagram. So, here we are, as we have seen, here is one resistor in parallel in feedback path, then there is one capacitor, then again here one capacitor and again one resistor, and this input is applied. Okay. So, you should remember this. So, you have to do practice of these circuits. So, then and then you will come to know that for this designing which components are required. So, this is RCOM, this is R1 C1, then CF here CF and RF. Okay. So, we have to calculate, or we have to assume some values, so that we will calculate all the values. So, F max is given. F max is nothing but the FA in our frequency response. Okay. So, FA is 200 hertz here, 200 hertz. Now, FA is at low frequency, your means at ideal situation your circuit works as an ideal differentiator, and for that you have to write this formula 1 upon 2 pi RF C1. Okay. So, assume C1 here 0.1 microfarad. Okay, and then put here values and calculate RF. So, RF will be here 7.95 kilo ohms. Okay. So, one component you will get from this. Then let us select FB. always FB should be 10 times of FA, so that you will get effective differentiation. Okay. So, 10 times of FA, FA is 200 hertz. So, it will becomes 2000 hertz, means 2 kilohertz. Okay. So, FB, at the time of FB, your formula will be 1 upon 2 pi R1 C1, 1 upon 2 pi R1 C1. Okay. So, here put the values of FB and calculate R1. So, here R1 will be 0.795 kilo ohms. Okay. Now, we have R1, C1, RF. Now, we have to calculate CF. So, for calculation of CF, you have to consider this condition that we have seen RF CF equal to R1 C1. So, put the values of all RF, RF, R1, C1 and then calculate CF. So, here CF will be, this is 0.795 K, then here is 0.1 microfarad and then 7.95 into 10 raised to 3. So, your CF will be 0.01 microfarad. Okay. So, in this way we have calculated all the components, put the values here and complete the designing. In this way we can write the answer for designing of differentiator. So, that is all for today. See you in next lecture. Thank you.